The Galactic War Academy's pristine halls had never witnessed such carnage during a simulation. Commander Vexithari watched in stunned silence as Earth's newly appointed instructor, Professor Kalen Dreth, systematically dismantled centuries of established military doctrine. His human students moved like shadows through the holographic battlefield, employing tactics so unorthodox that the alien cadets couldn't even comprehend what was happening to them. "Impossible," whispered Admiral Quinthera, her crystalline features reflecting the chaos on the tactical display. The Terran unit had just eliminated an entire hegemony battalion using nothing but improvised explosives and psychological warfare. Professor Dreth stood calmly at his console, occasionally murmuring instructions to his pupils through their neural links. "Your species fights without honor," snarled War Master Gorvak, his forearms crossed in disgust. "These are not battles. They are massacres disguised as strategy." Dreth turned slowly, his weathered face bearing the scars of humanity's bloodiest conflicts. "Honor doesn't win wars, War Master. Survival does. On Earth, we learned that the hard way over 10,000 years of killing each other." He gestured to the simulation where human forces had just feigned retreat, luring enemy reinforcements into a perfectly orchestrated ambush. "We didn't fight clean wars because we couldn't afford to lose them. Every victory meant our children lived another day." The alien observers fell silent as the last enemy unit surrendered, outmaneuvered by tactics they'd never encountered in their sterile, rule-bound conflicts. Within 3 cycles, enrollment in Dreth's courses had tripled. Species that had fought honorable wars for millennia discovered the brutal efficiency of human warfare. The Altarian collective abandoned their ceremonial combat formations. The Nexus Empire started teaching urban warfare. Even the proud Kethmori began studying Earth's ancient conflicts, learning from humanity's darkest chapters. The Void Swarm arrived without warning, consuming 3 systems before the galaxy could respond. Traditional tactics failed catastrophically against their hive mind coordination. Panic spread through the Galactic Council chambers as fleet after fleet was devoured. Only one voice remained calm in the chaos: Professor Dreth, quietly requesting permission to deploy his graduated students across the battle lines. "They're not just fighting," Admiral Quinthera observed, her voice filled with awe. "They're thinking like the enemy." Dreth's pupils had infiltrated swarm clusters, turned their hive mind against itself, and weaponized their own biology. The unstoppable Void Swarm was retreating for the first time in recorded history, confused and fragmented by humanity's psychological warfare. Years later, as peace negotiations concluded with the remnants of the Void Swarm, the Galactic War Academy erected a monument in its central courtyard. The inscription, written in 100 languages, bore a simple truth that had saved the galaxy. War is not about strength or honor, it is about coming home. Professor Dreth stood before his newest class of alien cadets, their eyes wide with anticipation and fear. Behind him, holographic displays showed Earth's history, the trenches of ancient wars, the ashes of burned cities, the faces of soldiers who had learned to kill so their families might live. "Welcome to human military theory," he began, his voice carrying the weight of his species' bloody education. "The first lesson is simple. We never wanted to be good at this. But when existence itself is the prize, you learn to fight like everything depends on it, because it does." The galaxy had found its teachers in humanity, not because humans loved war, but because they had survived it long enough to understand its true nature. In the end, that understanding became the very thing that allowed the stars themselves to know peace.